WPKY News Edge News Time 6:42. WPKY News Edge, news time 6:48. Well, showers likely this morning, mainly before 10. Cloudy otherwise, with a high near 51. Chance of showers early tonight, then clearing out. Mostly cloudy, however, low 35. Partly sunny skies before tomorrow, a high 52. And a 20% chance of rain after lunch Sunday, a high near 56. Again for today, those showers likely this morning, mainly before 10 a.m., and then moving out to cloudy skies, a high near 51 today. Currently, we've got light shower activity throughout the listening area, and it's 50 at WPKY.
1580 103.3 WPKY, 7:03 on a Friday. Woo! There was a voice crack-a-lacka.
Voice crack-a-lacka-lacka, voice crack-a-lacka-lacka.
Sounded like a 13-year-old boy. Yodeling this morning.
Slim Whitman.
It's Friday.
Yeah, good morning.
Got a little bit of precipitation, but it's not snow.
No, little light rain.
If you say precipitation in December and it's not snow, hey, it's a good day.
Yeah.
Supposed to be out of here by about 10 o'clock. It's not going to be overly cold or overly windy or anything like that. Just kind of a good day.
Yeah, it's about 50 if you're heading out, 7:04. Little bit of light rain, shower activity, looking at the radar. Going to stick around for a little bit. Should be out of here by about 10 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
And just a slight chance maybe this afternoon, but pretty much just turning cloudy. And high today about 51.
Shouldn't be too bad. Hey, you could kick off a weekend a whole lot worse, I can promise you that. Here's something good for you. It's Pink Floyd. Another brick in the wall with 1580 103.3 WPKY. Fifteen eighty 103.3 WPKY. In the name of love, doggone it. Get on our website, send in those birthdays to WPKYonline at gmail.com, and make sure that we've got those so that we can celebrate them with you. It's from 1580 103.3 WPKY, 708. Good morning. 1580 103.3 WPKY 7-Eleven.
You did it.
I did it. There goes the kids. Wave to the kids. Hi, kids.
There they go.
They're going off to school like big boys and girls.
Not much longer.
Oh, I know. Mine are already big. They're teenagers and they're just grown. They don't need me anymore. No, that's not true. They do love their mama, but hey, there is a group of athletes that we are so proud of that I'm telling you, it doesn't get much better than this group of kids and ladies and gentlemen, and that's our Special Olympics for Caldwell County, and we are so proud of them. And they are actually leaving today to go to the state competition in Louisville for the Kentucky State Bowling Tournament. For the state level there in Louisville. So, hey, congratulations to all of them. Please, prayers and all that good stuff for safe travels. And they're going to go up there, have a great weekend, and I guarantee you bring home gold medal after gold medal after gold medal. So they're going to leave about 3:15 this afternoon, something like that, right after school from the Butler parking lot. So if you can come by and maybe honk at them, wave at them, wish them well, and give them a great send-off, we sure would appreciate it. They have worked so hard and have done so fantastic this year with bowling. And, of course, basketball's already off to a fantastic start as well, that they're really excited. They have a good time. So that's one of their trips that they take throughout the year. And we do also, from the Special Olympics parents and athletes and coaches and all that, I would say thank you, because the community has really given a lot to them this year and made trips like this possible for them.
No doubt.
So it's pretty cool.
A lot of those athletes be picking up medals as well. So
you've never seen a smile any bigger than, and it doesn't even have to be a medal. It doesn't have to be a gold medal. All they want to do is show up and bowl. And if they can show up and bowl with their friends, biggest smiles ever. And I think some of the biggest smiles I've ever seen on a bowling alley is from Katie Beth and Caitlin when they'll turn around and if they knock one pin down, it's a hallelujah. I'm telling you, it's great to watch them and be around them. So,
well, good luck to them as they travel.
Congrats,
yep.
And good luck, babies. We love you. Hey, speaking of great things going on, our website's full of them, too. Of course, we got our 12 days of big deals going on right now. Of course, the farm show, you can get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Get a pair of tickets. Hey, you can take a date and not have to pay for them. How about that?
That's always good.
A free date. You don't even have to tell them. It can be a secret. I won't tell them. I won't tell them if you don't tell them.
I'm not going to say the word.
That way, if the date doesn't work out, it was free. It didn't cost you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yep,
it's a win-win.
Definitely.
It's like a money-back guarantee.
No doubt.
The date was horrible. Yeah, but it was free.
Can't beat that.
How about that? Hey, if you want to get registered for a television, too, how about you come and meet us out at Cash Express today? Of course, we're going to have some of the folks come in and say hi. There will be all kinds of people that show up at this throughout the day today. Bring a toy. Bring what you can. If you can't bring a toy, that's okay. Say, hey, I've got $1. That's okay, because that's going to help. Maybe you can't even give. That's okay, too. Come out and support it. It's for the local kids right here. It goes right back to Caldwell County. It's called Chutes and Ladders. Of course, we're going to be out there. And I guess the event is going to go on all day long from 10 to 4. We're going to be there from 2 to 4. But we're doing a competition style. I love it. Anytime there's a competition aspect to anything, it just makes me want to eat it up with a fork. So, the fire department and the police department are duking it out, and they're trying to see who can collect more toys. So, I heard the fire department thinks the police department is going to do it. The police department I don't know. You never know.
Have to wait and see. It's going to be a great competition.
I think it's going to be fun.
Hey,
hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dogs will be had. Hot dogs will be had. That's great, right? I need to write that down. That's one of those things. Free hot dogs. Register to win. Bring the toys for the kids. If you got a new coat, they're collecting that too for out at Hope and Cope. So this is a huge event, and you don't want to wait until Monday till you go back to work and everybody say, "Hey, did you go out to?" No, you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the one that said, "Yeah, I was there. Where were you at?" So make sure that you do that, okay? It's from 10 to 4, Cash Express right here in Princeton with 1580 103.3 WPKY. Well, showers are likely today before 10 o'clock this morning. Then they're going to be clearing out to about cloudy, high near 51. Now, that chance of showers is going to end early this evening into the overnight as well. About midnight, it's going to start clearing up to mostly cloudy, that low of 35. Tomorrow, partly sunny, kind of a gorgeous, gorgeous day for over the weekend. High 52, and then on Sunday, 20% chance of rain after you get out of church about lunchtime. High 56. It is 50 at 718, 1580, 103.3 WPKY. 1580 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty at 725. The boys are back in town on a
They
Friday.
Yeah. It's great Friday.
The boys
It's a
were
busy
in town
Friday.
yesterday. Today it's about the Lady Tigers.
Yes, that's exactly right. And
That's my girls.
boy, what a game out at the Cab last night. Heard
Yes.
and seen on WPKY. Overtime game against the Hopkinsville Tigers. Our Tigers here in Caldwell County just came up a little bit short.
Hey, it was a good game, though.
Oh, yeah.
They put forth a great effort, and there were some great shots made.
Oh, yeah.
And Branch did good, and Fralix did good. They all did good.
Yeah, you can check out the wrap-up pictures and everything on yoursportsedge.com. Be sure you check that out. And, of course, yeah, tonight the ladies will take to the court and out at the Cab against the Christian County Lady Colonels.
Well, and I think they're going to – oh, I forgot to mention. Bob Hayes, God bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. Of course, Hopkinsville they were kind of tearing us up on the free throws last night. I ain't gonna lie. You know, it's like this. Especially there was one kid in particular he just couldn't miss. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bob said, "You know, I don't think he's missed all night." This was the fourth quarter. Suddenly, guess what?
He jinxed him.
And it was like, "Are you kidding me?" So he's got the hoodoo, and he saved it until I was like, "Where's it? You need to do that the first quarter."
Yeah.
What? So Bob Hayes is magical. And we found it out last night. You should have seen Dennis. He about fell off a stool.
I bet.
He was like, man, if I'd have known that would have worked. So, I mean, you know, it was great.
Yeah.
So we found out that Bob Hayes has magical abilities.
I've seen that
he
magic
needs to
work.
use them more often. Mm-hmm. And I got to see Coach Mack, and I hadn't seen Coach Mack in a while. Of course, it was football. You know, I'm missing
so
football.
glad. That is so cool.
So I got to see him. Coach K was out there from the middle school football team, too. There's
That's
all
awesome.
kinds of people. And some shiny coach shoes. I have found out that there is quite the fashion statement to be made when you're a coach.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. When you've got Eli, if you've got Eli Pepper on your bench, you're already
But are you
making a
talking
statement
about
right
spot
there.
builds?
It was good to see you, by the way, buddy. But yeah, those shoes, man. You talk about copper and shiny, and wow, they were. We had a nice looking fashionable bench last night. That was great.
Well, it's important to be fashionable at a sporting event.
Hey, we were giving it a look. I'm telling you, it was great.
Joe Namath would wear fur coats on the sideline during football games.
Yeah, I've seen. Well, I don't remember, but I mean, I've seen pictures.
Oh
of
yeah.
it.
So
I think that's awesome.
you bring that
Hey,
back.
I think that's fantastic. We had a lot of fun last night. We always do. So I'm sure on a Friday night, I can't think of anything better to do than to
That
go
is
see the Lady
fantastic.
Tigers, because I'm sure that it's not going to be any different than it was last night. The Caldwell Crazies will be going crazy again tonight. And you want a loud section. We have got a student section from the Caldwell Crazies that, man, they just can't be beat. So make sure you go out and you support those Tigers and Lady Tigers when they play, because it sure is a whole lot of fun when you do that. Now, when you go to sportsedge.com, yoursportsedge.com, make sure that you also check out the Hometown Hero, because it made me think of, you can't think about basketball without thinking about Vic Gray.
That's right.
Coach Vic, congratulations. He got the Hometown Hero of the Month, and, of course, that's Miss Paulette's husband. And
I'm trying to
they
schedule
are
him right
just-
now. Been
well,
texting.
how about that?
Yeah, so
well, they are
hopefully he
wonderful. Of
can come
course,
in.
he listens out at the middle school, so I guarantee he's actually listened again this morning. So we love him for it, and we sure are thankful for him and his wife and everything that they do in our community. Hey, it's 7:29. Speaking of our community, if it's your birthday or your anniversary, or hey, maybe it's your mom and dad's or your mama and them, make sure that you email us at wpkyonline@gmail.com. Birthdays are next. Well, happy birthday and happy anniversary to everybody this morning. If you've got a birthday or anniversary coming up, make sure that we know about it because we'd like to celebrate it. WPKYonline@gmail.com. Ty, who we got?
Hey, Friday, it's the weekend, and we get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On this Friday the 6th, Kristen Cates, Joseph Dwadi, Haley McDaniel, and Chandra Orts celebrating today. Saturday birthday, Samantha Samuels, Dinah Boyd, and Jillian Schultz. Sunday, Dee Dee Ramage and Elliot Loudermilk.
Well, happy birthday and happy anniversary to everybody. I do have a belated one. Last night, you know what? I forgot to mention it. Coach Earl said it was his mama's birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to her.
Sally Hammond.
Yes, we missed that yesterday. So happy birthday, sweetheart. A little bit late. How about that? Make sure you get yours in to us at WPKYonline@gmail.com.
Well, you can expect showers early. Should be clearing out this afternoon, mainly after 10 a.m. Cloudy, otherwise a high 51. Chance of showers early tonight, and then mostly cloudy overnight, low 35. Partly sunny tomorrow, a high 52. And just a slight chance of showers for Sunday after lunch, a high near 56. Again for today, showers likely early, and then clearing out. Cloudy otherwise, a high near 51. Cloudy and some light sprinkles. It's 50 at WPKY. WPKY News Edge News Time 740. WPKY News Edge, news time 7:46. Well, it looks like showers likely mainly this morning before 10 o'clock, and then cloudy otherwise, a high near 51. Chance of showers early this evening, then mostly cloudy overnight, low down to 35. Partly sunny for tomorrow, a high 52. Then slight chance of rain after lunch on Sunday, a high 56. Again for today, showers likely mainly this morning, cloudy after 10 a.m., a high near 51. Currently, light sprinkles, cloudy skies, 48 at 7:50 WPKY.
Grab the kids and jump on board for the next stop on the Tess and Ty Holiday Tour.
Join WPKY and the Princeton-Caldwell County Chamber of Commerce in downtown Princeton for a small town Christmas.
Start a new tradition with Breakfast with Santa and Elf on the Shelf from 8 until 10 at the Tourist Center.
Head over and enjoy the free holiday movie at Capitol Cinemas at 10 a.m.
Drop off your child's letter to Santa on your way to join Mrs. Claus, Buddy the Elf, and Jovi for story time at the Tourist Center at 1.
Stay for the crafts for kids at 2, and don't miss your child's chance for pictures with Santa at the Santa House.
Then grab your spot and buckle up as we broadcast live in downtown Princeton for the 2019 Christmas Parade at 5.
Don't miss the Small Town Christmas and 2019 Christmas Parade this Saturday in downtown Princeton.
From 1580 103.3 WPKY. Well, a chance of showers before 10 o'clock this morning. After that, should be kind of clearing up to cloudy. High near 51 throughout most of the day. Now, tonight, that chance of showers, about 20% of them are going to return early, then mostly cloudy overnight, low 35. And then Saturday, partly sunny, high 52. Sunshine on Sunday until about lunchtime, and then high 56. It's 48 at 808, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Well, join WPKY Cash Express and the Princeton Police and Fire Departments as we try to stuff the cop car and fill the fire truck full of toys for the kids. Drop off a new toy for our local children between ages of 2 and 10 years old and help us make sure children in our area have a great Christmas this year by giving to the David Scott Memorial Toy Drive. That's at Cash Express. Monetary donations and new coats gifted to the Caldwell County Schools Hope and Cope Center will be taken as well. Anyone who makes a donation will be registered to win a 38-inch Vizio TV and more. The event starts at 10 a.m. today. Free lunch starting at 11 for those that donate. WPKY will be broadcasting live from 2 to 4, so make sure you drop off your donations. It's Neighbors Helping Neighbors from Cash Express, the Princeton Police Department, Fire Department, and 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Well, join WPKY as we had the holiday tour, and it takes us straight to Fredonia this evening, actually, right after Cash Express. Ty and I are going to head down there for the Fredonia Christmas Parade and festivities. We're going to get them started as the Christmas Parade starts at 6 o'clock. Now get those floats ready for the small town Christmas theme as the Fredonia Valley Bank leads off as Grand Marshal. Now everyone is welcome and encouraged to participate. Don't forget, between 3 and 5 over at Fredonia Valley Bank, they will have goodies and treats and that sort of thing for everybody and for the kids, so you can head over there. The Presbyterian Church Life Center will have the hot cocoa, let you warm up, let you use the restroom over there, and then settle in for the parade. Now, as soon as the parade's over, we're going to have a tree lighting ceremony right there in the lot of Fredonia Presbyterian Church. So we're going to make a whole day of it to kick off the holiday season today.
Going to be a nice event. And be sure you join the Lake Barkley Chamber of Commerce for the Catawba Christmas Festival. Bring the whole family, and that's this Saturday at 3 p.m. Viewing beginning at 2 to enjoy the holiday-themed family event that benefits the entire community. Uniquely decorated Christmas trees, wreaths, homemade baked goods, gingerbread houses, and more. Pick your favorite, then grab your number as the live auction will begin with proceeds going to charity, and the prizes for the People's Choice Award will be awarded. For additional information, you can contact Deb Domke, 270-388-4769.
Well, you can grab dinner and make life a little better for the kids out at the elementary school here in Caldwell County. Grab dinner. You can support those kids at the same time by going to Taco John's in Princeton, and they're going to hold a special night to raise money for our neighborhood kids by giving 50% of food sales between 5 and 8 p.m. this coming Monday, December 9th. Now, all proceeds will benefit the Caldwell County Elementary School and the children and things that they need, so you can join them again at Taco John's, 530 Highway 62 West in Princeton. And just a little tidbit, make sure you're tuned in this Sunday to watch Kathy Lewis on Food Network. She's going to be on Holiday Wars. Once again, 8 p.m. Food Network on Sunday night. It's from 1580 103.3 WPKY. 1580 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk on the air. And Ty, we've got kind of a big deal sitting over there. Who we got?
All right. We welcome to the studio this morning Colonel William C. Carrington III. He's a Christian motivational speaker, and he brought his good luck charm. His mom, Miss Jean Smiley. Welcome to both of you this morning.
I thought that was his sister because she's
I'm
beautiful.
Telling you. I think you're spot on that.
I am spot on that, aren't I?
It's nice to see a pretty lady first thing in the morning.
I love her smile. I'm telling you, she's got a great smile and a red sweater, and I love both of those. So
Yes, she's my lucky charm.
Well, we're glad that you're both here, and we're excited to have you this morning because you have penned a new book. And Bill, we know you're a hometown guy, businessman, lots of experience, lots of friends. And this book is called Faith in God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Creation, the Trinity in Creation.
Exactly.
And tell us a little bit what inspired you to write this book. This is your first one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first one. It's going to be a series of 10. But anyway, this lady's sitting right beside me. A lot of people don't know our story, but we lost my dad when I was 6 years old. But my mom had always kept us in church, and we continued through. And she always said, whatever you do, you just keep your faith in God your whole life, and it'll get better. It doesn't matter how bad you get knocked down. Just keep your faith in God. So she's been my inspiration. So the book is dedicated to her.
And you said it's one in a series.
Yeah, series of 10. The next one will be Walking with Christ, because throughout the day, that's what we do. Christ sees everything that we do. I mean, sees, hears everything. It doesn't matter. Whatever we taste, he tastes. Whatever we say, he knows, he hears. So that's what Walking in Christ. Faith in God is like going through your day and saying, hey, you know what? By the time I get up, you got to show it gratitude. You got to be able to say, God, thank you. I got another day. I'm going to make this day better than yesterday. I'm going to strive to do something, reach somebody, inspire somebody, and witness to somebody today. That's what faith in God's all about. The next one that comes out there is Bible-based leadership. These are the first 3 of the series of 10. Bible-based leadership is how my mom told me, she goes, whatever you do, whether you're at work, play, church, it doesn't matter. You've got to have faith in God. And you've got to have someone that's going to inspire you to where you can inspire others. So in Bible-based leadership, it's all about me taking Christ to work with me and how I, as a Christian, be there for others. And those, because I've been faced, Mom knows it, I've been faced with so many who do not believe in God. I mean, they have no belief at all. And it's spooky. And I've had them come back at me about my faith. But all I can do is just be the witness.
So what made you want to write everything down and start writing a series of books? What was that moment that said, that's why I want to do that?
Well, a lot of people know that I've served with a disaster services organization, and through that organization changed me. It humbled me, Billy Carrington. It humbled me. And I said, Lord, from everybody who had been there with me all those years, I thought, my goodness, I've got to do something. I've got to change where I'm at and start to show people and inspire people. And that's where it started during that time of being on with disaster services, working at the field. It just humbled me.
I noticed you, as I was thumbing through the book, you gave us a copy here this morning, kind of thumbed through it, and you seem to link, you're a motivational speaker, and you sort of, in this first book, it appears that you sort of linked this faith with showing some leadership.
Yes,
Tell us how that works.
And well, it's like every day when you get up. You know, you gotta start your day off, and you got to go through and going, okay, how can I be a leader? Because I've been in business ever since I was 17, on and off, doing different jobs for different people. But it's always seemed like I was pushed to the front. It's not that I wanted to go there, but it's just that's the way it led. And so then I had to sit there and think, now, how can I be a leader and not believe in God? How can I be a leader so where others will want to lead, but be a leader, a good leader? And I asked God, I said, God, you got to give me the words. You know, I'm gonna screw this up. You got to give me the words. Give me the knowledge. Let a door open so where I can get the knowledge to become a great leader. Because without that, it wouldn't have worked. All this stuff throughout my life, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have got me to where I'm at today, sitting here talking to y'all. if I did not have my faith. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is in leadership. And you guys know that. As you go through your day, you see things up and down going down this road. But you also know when you're out and you're talking to people, you play a leadership role in this community. Your voices touch the hearts of those out there. The sports fans are waiting to hear your voice. I mean, everyone. The commercials. People, man, I tune in for your commercials just to hear you guys' voice and the enthusiasm, the spark. Well, that's what you are. You're leaders of this community. That's how we each got to be. It's our choice to either we do it right or we're going to screw it up.
Wow.
Well, we're seeing a lot of kids and I think a lot of organizations and businesses and that sort of thing kind of recognizing our youth and the people in schools that are, the kids that have really done something great, or maybe they've helped somebody out. Farmers Bank is one of them that comes to mind about, with their ambassador program.
Yes.
There's, and I know there's others as well, but I think that is becoming, or it seems to be a little more of a trend to really kind of put those kids and elevate them for, the good things that they do. When you've got a rough week, like we've kind of had this week, something like that can really elevate it.
That's sad.
And, let's elevate that in those kids. And I think that when you said that, that's, leadership can start in the school.
Oh, yeah. And it starts at home. That's where it starts, from home, and then it's got to be in church, and then it goes to school. Because if you don't have, like I say, if Mom wasn't there to inspire me, when I was young, I wouldn't have been here today talking to you about this. So, it's...
And that begs the question, Miss Jean. I know you say you didn't want to talk much, but, okay, so little Billy's running around the house, 7, 8 years old. I bet you may be doing some things you probably shouldn't have. I bet you were right there to correct him, weren't you?
Yes.
No doubt about it. I can tell. He's a well-behaved gentleman this day and age, and that has a lot. Again, you mentioned home, a lot to your influence, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
You know what, though? We say that, but if somebody doesn't tell us and we don't mess up when we're kids and somebody say, no, that's wrong, if we don't mess up, we don't learn what's right and wrong. So, that's a good thing, too, right, Jean? You got to learn right from wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
We mentioned about this being local, Bill. Of course, looks like New Direction Printing helped you out with this.
Yes. There's, and I wanted to keep my books. I wanted to keep them use as much local people that I could to be involved in this. It's just like with Sherry McGregor. Y'all know her. Mm-hmm. She was my chief editor, and she's also the one that, when I was asking about the cover, I said, she goes, "How do you want your cover done?" And I said, "Okay, well, it's real simple. What is God? God is everything. He's all things and everything. So what do we do when we talk to God? Well, most of the time we're looking up to the heavens, So that's what I wanted to be, a nighttime picture of the stars. So as you look up, you can see the stars. That's God. That's everything. It's all His. I don't care what people try to tell you. It's His. Okay, so then as you go through here, I wanted to water. Who's the water? Well, Jesus Christ is the living water. So that's why the cover's got the water on there. And then what is the rock and the beach? That's creation. That's who we are. We're part of that. So when it's got the 1 on it, it's Father, one Son, one Holy Spirit, and one creation, because He wanted us to be a part of this, to be human. That's to be human, to be able to say thank you. That's like I say every day. It's like I tell people, our thoughts throughout our day are seeds. We're planting them. It's just like a farmer. You're planting these seeds as you go through life. So if you plant a negative seed, that negative seed is going to grow just like a positive seed. If we got up today and I said, "Hey, I'm never coming back here," well, that negative seed was planted. But if I get up and say, "Man, I can never thank you enough," then that's the seed I planted. And see, both of them have a different outcome, right? Well, the one that we want to say is thank you. And that's what it is. You got to think these thoughts, and it's like it's written, I think, in the Huffington Post in the UK. I don't know how they came up with this number. They said between 50 to 1,000 thoughts a day is what a human being has. How can you juggle it?
I have those in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Once you get to know me, I have that in like a minute flat. That's no big deal.
But so you try to pull out, how do you, because there's going to be so much negative, because, call it call it what it is. The devil, negative forces, evil, demonic, whatever. They're going to attack you daily to try to steal your joy and happiness. In here, I've got a chapter on joy and happiness. I got chapters on love. I got chapters on, like I say, it's planting the seeds of life. And then also I put in this book, Faith in God, some of Bible-based leadership for the leaders of our community. They can read it and say, you know what? Hey, I see it. I got it. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to bring God into my workplace. I'm going to have God to be there. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whether you believe it or not, there's a lot of other religions that are against us. I mean, and I'm not saying any more than that, but I'm just saying they are. We have got to stand on our faith.
How are you distributing your book?
Right now, like I say, I told everybody when I wanted to get out here and just get it locally, and it's going throughout the counties. But Facebook has been doing it. I put it on there. It took off. It's already been shipped to other states. I've got people that we're discussing right now from 50 copies, and one was 100 copies. Those would be fantastic, you know. But right now, you can contact me at either go to my email w.c.carrington@hotmail.com. Or you can call me at 270-350-3222. And I'll give you that again, 270-350-3222. And that's my cell phone number.
So at the end of it, you get all the way to the end of this thing, at the end of these series.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you go from there? Where do you want all of this to end and to go?
Well, I talked to
Not necessarily end, but
Yeah.
where is this stepping you to?
Well, what I hope it does, and through each one, is to inspire, let's say you two. You know, maybe it'll inspire you to write something that you believe in. Maybe in your profession. Write about your work. We have to leave stuff for others who come behind us. And we can either make what they get great or leave them a bunch of trash. But it's up to y'all. I mean, you're looking right at me, and I can see it in your hearts. There's something there that you want to do too. So when I'm done, say I make it to 10. I had a pastor know, we laughed. He goes, Bill, it took you a while to get this one. And I said, yeah. He said, you better get up working if you're going to do 10. I said, yes, you're right. I said, he goes, because, I'm 60 years old. So,
Hey, no, that's what your mama's for. She's supposed to punch it, right?
Right? And she's only 21.
Hey, she is beautiful.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I hope I have a little bit of her genes. I mean, I know I don't biologically, but I hope somebody gave me some down there. Now you mentioned it, so I'm gonna bring it out. You opened the can of worms, so it took you a while. So mainly inspired, but how long has it taken you to put this together?
Well, because I've taken notes throughout my life on all the books. There's they may not have a certain title. But these first three that have title was all about when I was taking notes, like maybe an event happened, and it inspired me. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Then I'll write that down. As you can tell, I love taking notes. And people will tell you, Bill Carrington takes notes. And so over time, I've got all these notes.
Did you take Roy Gene Rogers' government class?
I did. How
See?
did you know?
Well, I'm just,
Because he makes you right.
I did.
Well, if you're a big note taker, that might have been where it come from. You never know.
And who knows? It could be linked back to him. We'll give him the kudos anyway. But it's just like on the back of this, it says right here. It says, studying how to implement the Master's Keys of Life. The Master's Keys of Life. From the time we rise each morning until the time of slumber, our faith must be in God. And this faith in God is just saying, hey, open your eyes up. Give him an opportunity to come in and be a part of your life. Because, even though we as Christians, we study all the time. You got to continue to be in prayer, in the book, and continue to talk to God and discuss with other Christians. It's just like I tell everybody when I talk to females, get with the women of your church. Get with them where they can answer these questions. When I tell them to the guys, young people, hey, go and talk to your deacons. Get with the people at church. Your pastor, usually a pastor is so consumed. And I tell you what, my pastor from First Baptist right now, he is really consumed. He's got so many arms going. What a ministry he's got. Mm-hmm. And but anyway, I have nothing but high praise for that gentleman. Works hard, high praise. But it's just that's what it is. You got if I don't have the answer, and I can't find the answer in the book, the Bible, then I'll say, hey, let's go and let's get you hooked up with somebody else. Let's get you hooked up with someone in church. Because if you get them in church, that seed will grow. You got to get them in there. You got to work with them. You just can't turn them loose in there, because that's all about, it's just like anything. It's like you watch that little seed grow and it becomes a plant, and it gets to the point that it's going to be harvest time. But you got to be there. You watch children. You see how children are, and that's how we're supposed to be. We are children of God. It's being like a sponge. Take it in. But you got to remember, you got to be careful, because we are sponges. We're going to absorb it. Even the evil will be absorbed. We got to learn how to place it, because see what happens a lot of time. People, there's so much negative stuff that's going on, and you'll see it in television, you'll see it in real life, in magazines. And once all that's coming into you, that just shoom, 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 and you're taking it in. It becomes a part of your subconscious mind. So you got to learn and teach those. Hey, you got to place it this that's got to go here. This has got to go here. You got to be careful about this. Enjoy this. That's how life is. Life is amazing, but you need a little guidance along the way, or you will stray.
You got to be careful what you ask for sometimes.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But man, guys, like I say, as you can tell, the enthusiasm is just boiling over. I've had fun writing it. It did take a while,
But you got more coming.
Oh yeah, more coming, and we're not going to stop. Well, when we get to go home, we'll go home. Then somebody else can finish them.
I'm gonna hold the book up to the live stream. It's called Faith in God.
Amen.
And it's by Colonel William C. Carrington III, Christian motivational speaker, the Trinity and Creation. Tell them again how they can acquire a copy, at least at this point.
Okay, thank you, Ty. I appreciate it. You can either go to my email at w.c.carrington@hotmail.com, or you can call me at 270-350-3222. And you can also go to Facebook Messenger. I'm having a lot of people that's on Facebook do that. Private message me on Messenger. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram. So, like I say, any of those outlets, you can message me, and I'll get it out to you. It won't take long. The post office and I have got an agreement. We try to get the books there within 3 to 5 days. So.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you guys.
Very inspired. You can tell your passion is there, Tess. And Miss Jean, I know you're very proud. You have not only do you have a motivational speaker on your hands, you've got a penned author now.
Thank you.
So I'm
Thank you,
so
guys.
glad you were here today.
This has been awesome.
Thank
and
you.
good boy bringing your mama.
Mm-hmm.
I got to.
That's a good boy. He gets points, right?
Yes.
That's good right before Christmas if you haven't heard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks to you both.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, and we certainly appreciate it. Again, it's Faith in God, Colonel William C. Carrington III.
Thank you all
and,
so much. God bless you.
And check that out.
Thank you, Mom.
It's 1580 103.3 WPKY. Hang out. 1580 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty at 8:36, and of course on a Friday on a coffee talk, and I couldn't help it, Ty. Of course, we had the police department in here the other day, and they were telling us about how they had kind of thrown down the gauntlet and said, you know what, we want to be in competition with these fire department people and see who can collect more toys.
Sound like it's on.
So I decided to stir the pot. And I thought, well, if the police department got to come in and talk about that, I think the fire department ought to come in and talk about it.
That's right.
So I stirred the pot. and speaking of that, here's Brent Francis. Chief Francis is. How are you? I mean, does it look like you're? I mean, how's it looking?
Well, I think it's looking real good. I would like to put in a request for a better weather forecast from you guys. I mean, if y'all
you should have done that yesterday. I can't do anything about it today.
Well, I thought if you all announced that the rain's going to quit and the sun come out, that would make it happen, wouldn't it? If you say that over the radio,
we make it 50-50. We may get a little lull in the rain. I don't know about the sun though, Tess.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's probably going to clear up by that time. I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing I was kind of worried about. The fire department's a lot sweeter than the police department, and we might melt.
Well,
but
I mean, y'all are pretty sweet, I have to admit. They've got the ladder, Ty.
Well, I've heard there's a slight advantage there.
Yeah. If we're gonna go by apparatus comparisons, why, we win hands down there. But
I love it. I can't help it. I love to stir the pot.
Well, it's definitely going to be a fun day out
Yes.
at Cash Express, of course, for a great cause, the David A. Scott Memorial Toy Drive, and they're doing coats, and we'll take loose change and monetary donations as well. But
well, it's that time of year, too, that coats. I mean, they said that the coats are going to go straight to the Hope and Cope Center out at the school. And and they'll get them right to the kids that are going to need them. So, I mean, if maybe you'd rather do the coat thing instead of the toy thing. Maybe you'd like to do both. That's okay, too.
Whatever. And it sounds like we're going to need the coats next week. I think it's
supposed to cool
It's
off.
going to get really cold.
Yes.
And, of course, they do a great job over at the Hope and Cope Center for backpacks and make sure the kids are fed, make sure the kids have what they need. And this is really going to help them with the coats and then now with the toys. And plus, it's just a whole lot of fun.
Well, that's what makes this time of the year so special. The feeling you get when you're able to give and to help and distribute your good fortune a little bit. There's nothing that makes anybody feel any better than helping somebody out.
Kids, too.
Especially
It's like,
kids.
look, this is what you do at Christmas. We collect toys. We have fun. And I think that's good that you guys are out there meeting the kids and people, too, and letting them get to know you guys a little bit.
And we might get some future firefighters out of the deal.
I think we got to have them somewhere, so
That's right.
we got to find them.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. And like you all said, I think I heard you say, I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, talking about the smile on the faces, of the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's just stuff you can't put a price on, the smile of a child.
Well, and I think this year it seems like in the community we've done I think better than I've seen in years as far as the holidays go. We've really kind of celebrated it and lived it up. All of the holidays this year right here in Princeton, and this the Christmas, evidently we're just gonna beat them all with a stick and do the whole thing in Christmas too. So I think that's awesome.
Well, I've had my Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving.
You were the one. Oh, now I know
There's been
who
a
to
few, I
blame.
think, sneaking out there.
Yeah.
And while he's here, with Christmas trees and lights and that sort of thing, comes some hazards too.
Yes, that's true, and we talked about it a little bit at Thanksgiving, and a lot of the same stuff still applies to Christmas with some additional stuff, like the Christmas trees, and we just like to remind everybody to be careful with how many electrical lights and different things you try to plug into one receptacle. And
You've been in my house, haven't you?
the old Christmas classic music movie,
Christmas Story.
Christmas
it's in
Story,
there.
where the guy blowing fuses,
There's about 30 pulled in there.
and catching fire flying out of the wall. Unfortunately, that's not too far off base sometimes, and so people do need to be careful with that, and just don't block an exit with the Christmas tree. It seems to be a handy spot to put the tree in front of whichever door you don't use, and that's not a good idea because in an emergency situation, that door may be the only door that's available.
Mm-hmm.
So try not to put the Christmas tree where it blocks an exit. Don't put it where it can fall on a floor furnace. If think about, a pet or a child or just a tree itself, falling over. Is it going to fall on anything that would ignite it if it did fall over?
Well, animals chew on those wires too.
And so it's just, and of course, most of the lights now don't get hot like when
we were growing
when
up,
we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a real tree, keep it watered real good. Don't let it dry out and get real dry. Even though it may still look green, if it dries out where it gets brittle, it's amazing how fast a dried out Christmas tree can go up. Yeah. And a candle, don't have candles close enough that if the tree fell over, it would land on a candle.
Yeah, a lot of us have got
like
the
that.
candles in the windows
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of thing. That's popular right now.
And,
Something else I was thinking about that, and we actually had the disagreement in the house the other day, and I'm about to see who wins. I'm not gonna. Well, of course it's gonna be me because I know I'm right about this. But is it more dangerous to plug a space heater into a surge protector, or is it safer that way?
Well, you may. I would think it would be, any kind of surge protector would give you some protection,
right.
For it. That may be a Randy Jordan question.
Because, they've talked about extension cords and that sort of thing being a no-no with those.
Yes. One thing about extension cords is, the little cheap extension cords, you don't just need to keep plugging those together because the longer you run extension cords, the hotter they'll get trying to transfer that electricity longer distances. So you really shouldn't. Well, in my opinion, I hate to see anybody buy those real cheap little extension cords. Plugging one strand of 100 LED Christmas lights in one of those like that is more than likely not going to be an issue. But you run 3 or 4 or 5 of those little cords together, and then you try to plug in a lot of stuff.
Because they're so convenient because they run into each other.
Yes, yes. And there'll be directions, and a lot of times it'll say don't plug over a certain number of those lights together.
Right.
And you really need to pay attention to that because they have tested it, and when you get beyond that number plugged together, then you're running the risk of overheating and having an incident.
Well, the other day my son had plugged in he was sitting over on the couch and he had plugged in his cell phone charger to the surge protector.
Mm-hmm.
And we were watching TV. That's what got this whole thing started because my feet were cold and we had one of those little space heaters. So I, pointed it on my feet. That's what you do when you're sitting in the living room. And so the whole argument become, because his cell phone charger actually was the one that got too hot, and we started smelling something. And I said, what is that smell? And we started, really kind of smelling it, and the more we noticed it, his cell phone charger was, the wall charger was hot. I mean, to the touch, it was really hot. And it was plugged into that surge protector. And so that is what kind of started the whole thing about, well, I thought that was supposed to be the safe way to plug things in.
Well, and there's been so much advancement in battery technology, but some of these batteries, a lot of times you'll see they won't allow batteries to be flown, on aircraft for those reasons. I know, like DeWalt has that 60-volt, 20-volt flex battery platform now, and
right.
And I think when those batteries are shipped, if they're shipped by air, they've got to reroute them a little bit to where they're not capable of 60 volt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they've come with a little protective clip that you should keep on those batteries to keep something like a paper clip from getting in those grooves and making contact with those batteries, because if you make contact with those posts on those 60 volt batteries, they're going to start a fire more than likely.
And don't even think about going and doing it and seeing what it'll do.
Well, that's correct.
Don't do that. I know there's somebody that will say, "Oh, I got to try that." No.
But I have that at home, and I keep those clips. When I put those batteries in my work satchel there, I keep those protective covers on those batteries, so
Well,
nothing
it even left
can make
like
contact.
a little black mark on the when we pulled it out. It got hot enough that it actually scorched
Well,
the surge protector a little.
What a lot of folks don't understand is take a toy with a 9-volt battery in it, and it's made the cheapest it possibly can be made. And let's say there's 4 little wires in that toy that are just not much bigger than a hair. Well, if 1 or 2 of those wires get frayed, as long as all 4 of them are there, they can handle the current. But if 1 or 2 get frayed and it gets down to 1 or 2 of those little thin wires, then that 9-volt battery can turn those wires cherry red,
Oh, wow.
in that toy. And we've had fires started that way over the years because things are, made as cheaply. If it only takes 4 wires to handle the current, then there's not going to be 5. There's only going to be 4. But if 1 or 2 of those get frayed, then what's left can't carry the current.
And you've mentioned, Brent, that we've had 2 recent house fires here, and this is really the time to be mindful. Of course, during the fallback time of the fall, we're supposed to check our smoke detectors. And all that, if those that haven't, but also to get that family plan in place to escape. And
Absolutely.
Of course, watch however we heat. We mentioned it already, but this is the time to really get that family oriented as to how to get out of the house
and talk to the kids, and things are constantly changing. I mean, there's a lot. There's probably everybody used to have a home phone, for example, and there's lots of single parents that that have to leave children maybe at home a little younger. They don't have a choice, and there's no home phone anymore. Of course, I think kids are born with a cell phone attached to their hand now, but that can be a good thing in
But
that
that
they
only
do
works
have
if
some.
it's charged up.
Well, that's true, and they're usually run down from playing games all day. But where they would have communications, but we need to have those talks with our kids about if a child is going to be at the house by themselves. A lot of times they're instructed, don't open the door for anybody, don't go outside under any circumstances. Well, we really don't mean under any circumstances. We know that if the house was on fire, we would want them to go out, get out of the house.
Right.
But a child may not understand your instructions when you say, don't you open that door, don't you go outside under any circumstances. We need to make that clear. That doesn't mean if the house is on fire, we don't go outside, because we do. And unfortunately, that's, the way it is a lot of times. And
a lot of people think, that's just common sense. Well, I will tell you from personal experience, I was a teenager when our house burnt. And 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not ready for that. When you wake up to that, it takes a minute to figure out what's going on.
If you don't have a plan, if you hadn't talked about it, then you're trying to make a decision with maybe just seconds. And you're not, like I say, you're not fully awake, or you're not really have all your facilities there to try to make that decision. But if you've practiced and you've planned for an event, then you've really increased your odds of making a good choice and making a good decision when you're forced to have to do that in a second or two.
Well, I'll tell you, during the winter, I think there's just, some of those things like putting one of the screens in front of your fireplace when you're burning wood for the winter. Little things like that can make a huge difference.
Sparks will pop out, a log will pop and blow a spark out. Not having, again, your Christmas tree very close to the fireplace, so that spark doesn't land on wrapping paper that's very easily ignited. And especially with and the plastic trees, they're gonna burn too.
Make sure the chimney. Now that can really be
Christmas
a problem
trees
too.
could be made pretty fairly non-combustible, but nobody'd buy them because they'd cost too much.
No, that's true.
Yeah. So again, it comes down to a dollar bill. Everything's made as cheaply as it can be made, and that's just how the world goes around. And so you need to set stuff away from the fireplace. You need to have those mats that are made for wood burning stoves, so if a spark does drop out or pop out, maybe it'll contain to that mat. And you don't want to burn a spot on your nice wood floor or burn a spot in the carpet or linoleum or anything like that. So it serves multiple purposes, and it can make your house a whole lot safer.
And that thing is just carbon monoxide as well.
Carbon
I mean, that's a
monoxide,
biggie this time.
See,
of
I
year.
never think about that, and that's
Yeah.
something that even the detectors are good for now.
Well, yes, there are carbon monoxide detectors, and they do go bad just like smoke detectors. You
Right.
know, they last so many years. The batteries do get weakened. Those also have to be changed on a regular basis. But, you know, carbon monoxide is called the silent killer.
Right.
And it is very dangerous. You know, in the wintertime when it's cold outside, we try to seal our houses up for to lower our utilities as much as possible. But the flip side to that is we don't get as much air exchange in the house, and that gives gas appliances an opportunity to build up a little bit of carbon monoxide in the house through the wintertime.
Well, what causes? I mean, you know, what causes the levels to get to the point where, you know, is it just got to be a huge leak all at once, or I mean, can it?
Well, it's usually a slow release over time, and you know, when you stop and think about it, most all appliances and our systems are designed for a routine usage pattern. Just like, you know, we're expected to open the door in the morning and go to work, maybe open the door again at lunch time, then open the door, come and go. You know, that allows a little bit of air exchange in the houses.
Okay.
And that's what makes nighttime dangerous for carbon monoxide buildup. It usually gets colder through the night, so the heating appliances are running more through the night. Nobody's opening and closing the doors, coming and going, so there's less air exchange in the house. And so that's why nighttime and carbon monoxide is referred to as a silent killer. You go to sleep, the carbon monoxide builds up in the house, and you basically don't wake up, you know, if the carbon monoxide levels get high enough. Now, an appliance is going to have to be malfunctioning some kind of way to put off the carbon monoxide. Ventless logs have to be cleaned. If they're not cleaned and maintained, then they'll start to put off carbon monoxide. At what point they put off enough to be a problem, there's a lot of factors involved, like how much the doors are opened and closed, how much the
Those things actually can create soot too. I didn't
Yes.
realize it till my
Yeah.
dad
And
got
that's-
one.
yeah.
And then,
That's the way you can kind of tell when you might need to clean.
You can
or
kind
they
of
could
tell.
be
You
emitting.
could take like a butter knife or something like that, or a chrome crescent wrench, and hold it in the flames of the ventless logs or ventless fireplace. And if it blacks it up, puts soot on it, then you need to have your unit checked.
I hadn't even thought about that until
because
my dad
that's
got
carbon
one.
monoxide coming off of it. And a lot of people, you know, gas used to could tell some by the color of the flame. You know, a real pretty
Right.
clean blue flame
Right.
meant more than likely you're not putting on. But people want their gas logs to look like real logs, which is a yellow flame. And so now they're designed to put off a yellow flame.
I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that.
So you can't really look at the gas logs at the color of the flame to tell if it's putting off carbon monoxide or not, because they're designed to look more like a real fire instead of that pretty blue natural gas flame. And so,
You know, Chief Francis, you're pretty smart.
well, no, I've
I didn't
learned all
think
this from
about
other
that.
people. But,
You know, on that line though, the propane tanks. How do we check ours? How do we make sure that it's not leaking?
well, whoever you get your propane from, you can work with them, and they can do leak checks for you. They have gauges they can put on, turn everything off, and see if it's holding pressure. They've got several ways of detecting whether you have a leak or not. Most of the companies probably can clean, and maintain your ventless. It's mainly your ventless products that can be dangerous if they're not maintained. If it's vented, then they can still get to putting off extra carbon monoxide, but hopefully it's being vented,
Taken out.
to the
yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
But your ventless products, are not being vented to the outside. They're depending on burning clean enough that if you open your doors and come and go 2 or 3, 4 times a day, and you don't run them solid, wide open 24 hours a day, and that's it. When it gets down to zero, the odds of having carbon monoxide issues really come up, because your heaters are running a whole lot more when it's really cold. And it's not necessarily a bad thing to open and shut the door every now and then to let a little fresh air in.
My kids might as well have been raised in a barn. We're good on that. I mean,
and another thing, hopefully we're getting away from that. We've all probably been at our grandparents' house at some point where we'd turn a gas stove on to heat the kitchen up, and a gas stove is not a heater. Right. It's designed to cook 3 meals a day, opening the door several times, and it's not designed to run as a heater, because your gas oven and stove is putting off some carbon monoxide. And so don't use your stove as a heater. Use it for cooking.
I don't do that personally. But
Yeah.
I may or may not have been in the presence of someone that did at one point.
Grew up with a mamaw that did it, and and
it feels good.
It's nice on a cold morning, but you're right. You don't want it on, and if you do it, don't want it on long, do you?
Yeah.
When you're in the kitchen though, and you're cooking, everybody does it. You go over there and check those biscuits a couple of extra times just to warm the feet a little bit.
And that's okay if you're cooking. And it's another thing. You're a big sports person too. You know what happens to your leg when you kick at a football and miss it?
Oh yeah.
Well, when there's nothing there to absorb the heat, in the oven, there's not a ham or a turkey or whatever in the oven to help absorb the heat, and you've got it running hard as a heater. Again, it's not designed to do that. That now on a gas appliance, that flame is a flame, but like on your electric stoves, if you do that, and sure, it's nice to cook a big pot of popcorn or something and warm the kitchen up if it's cold. But, it's absorbing heat, whatever you're cooking. So just to turn an eye on and let it just sit there cherry red, that's not good for it, because it's like kicking at that football and missing it. You'll hyperextend your knee. It hurts. And I mean, it don't matter if the football just weighs a few ounces. When you kick it, everything's good. But if you miss it...
You've been watching Charlie Brown.
That's right. That's right.
That's a great analogy.
Well, I wasn't that good of an athlete, so I've missed it before, and it hurts.
I love that. Well, I mean, it's things that we just need to be reminded of every once in a while. Mm-hmm. If we really thought about it, I guess we knew not to do it, but sometimes it seems a lot more harmless, I guess, than what it is when we do it.
But that's the way things are designed, and we just don't think of it that way a lot of times. They're manufactured, they're tested, and they're limited and made to work a certain way. And it's when we try to use them for something they weren't designed to be used for that we may or may not get by with it.
Well, and I figured out the other day that the little vents on your refrigerator, and you got to get the dust off of those and clean those off, because those can overheat as well.
That's right. And if your refrigerator starts freezing stuff in it, then that's usually an indication that it's dirty, and it's
Coils,
not. Yeah, it's not that it's working super good. It's that it's
oh, come on.
Needs a little attention.
Yeah. It's not that, man, I've got a really good refrigerator. It freezes the milk.
No,
there's something wrong with it.
In my house, trust me, in my house, nothing ever is working that good. So we know something's up. Yeah. Hey, it is 8:59 with Tess and Ty and Chief Francis, and we really enjoyed you being here today and being with us, and hopefully.
Yeah. Trailer just come loose.
Came loose there on Main Street.
I'll help deal with that.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Merry Christmas. Appreciate the tips.
Thank you. We'll see you later out at Cash Express. Of course, we've got our Chutes and Ladders. We've got that event out at Cash Express right here in Princeton. Of course, we're going to be there from 2 to 4, and
it's going to be a fun event.
It's going to be going on all day from 10 to 4. And Ty, we are fortunate to be out there today. We have really got a long day today, and I'm excited, and I've been looking forward to this day. So I want to go over that real quick. Of course, again, Cash Express, Chutes and Ladders is what they're doing. And you can register to win a television, bring those toys, bring those coats, bring those donations out there, and let's make sure that we can get that, because all of those donations are going to stay right here locally in Caldwell County. So that makes it even better.
The toys for the David A. Scott Memorial Toy Drive every year, the coats, the Hope and Cope Center will distribute those, and of course the monetary donations will go to the toy drive drive as well to help purchase toys for kids. And we'd love to see you come out, spread some Christmas cheer with us at Cash Express. Again, their event begins at 2. Tess and I will be live. At 10. Tess and I will be live from 2 to 4. And then we head to Fredonia for the big Fredonia Christmas Parade. Boy, it's going to be festive down there tonight.
We're going to call that Christmas Parade. I can't wait. Fredonia is always so much fun. And, of course, we just had them in a couple of days ago. And they were telling us all about it. JC and Mr. Mayor Seibert was here. And, it's always a great time over at Fredonia Valley Bank. Of course, they're going to end up being the Grand Marshals tonight and leading it off. They're going to have some cookies and some little presents and different things for the kids from 3 to 5. And then you got hot chocolate over at the Presbyterian Church. And
lighting of the community Christmas tree.
Directly after the parade, the lighting of that tree. So, I mean, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And we're going to be there, and we thank you for allowing us to be there, because it is
got some really great sponsors.
Hey, Audrey's going over to the Cookie Walk today. Now that's in downtown Princeton. Tell them what time.
I think that begins at 6 this afternoon.
I think so too.
I think that's right, but we'll
right at
we'll
that
right around there, and of course it continues tomorrow. But tonight is the night to really get down there, and of course that if you're looking for holiday goodies, that's the place to go, because you'll walk in, grab you a container, and start piling it up with cookies.
Right.
And, of course, there'll be lots of tables set up, all kinds of different wares and cookies to get, and just start stacking them up. And that way you don't have to bake.
Oh, that sounds so good.
So it's going to be wonderful. And, of course...
I may or may not have slipped somebody a $5 bill and said, here, give me some cookies.
Yep. And... So it's going to be a wonderful day, festive. We're going to be all over the place, and then you can top it all off with the girls' game out at the Cab tonight as the Caldwell County Lady Tigers host the Lady Colonels of Christian County. And that tip, I think, is at 7:30 tonight.
I just saw Bob Hayes walk in the door. Of course, our sports team is going to be out there, and as they always are. Coach Earl will even be out there. Dennis Stevens, John Miller. I'm hoping I'm going to be out there, Bob. I don't know if I'm going to get out there or not. It depends. But we're going to be living it up today all over the place in Caldwell County in one way or another. So come on out and see us. It's Tess and Ty in 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Hank Weinblum. A shooting at the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida. 11 people taken to hospitals. At least one person has been killed, and the shooter is also dead. No word yet on who the shooter was. The base in the Florida Panhandle is on lockdown.
At this point, I would strongly advise anybody to stay away from the base right now. You're not going to be able to get on. And it's going to be a little while till we can open up the gates.
Public Affairs Officer Jason Bortz. This incident comes 2 days after a sailor killed 2 civilians at Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, before killing himself. There will be added security at Pearl Harbor for tomorrow's ceremony remembering the December 7th Japanese attack. The November jobs figures are out.
266,000 jobs were created in November, 154,000 in the private sector, 12,000 in the government sector. The unemployment rate ticked down again to 3.5%.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Showers likely in the morning, then just a slight chance in the afternoon. A high today near 51. For tonight, a slight chance of showers clearing out, a low 35. Partly sunny tomorrow, a high 52 with a low of 40 tomorrow night. Sunday looking like mostly cloudy, then a slight chance of showers in the afternoon. A high near 56 Sunday, beginning the work week. Rain likely Monday, a high 59. Again for today, those early morning showers giving way to a slight chance this afternoon and evening, a high today of 51.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Kay's Kitchen.
Check off your gift list and more by starting with Lowe's this holiday season. And we'll even help you save, because now you can get a $200